Coronation Street confirms Brody's destiny beforehand of Big Mick, Kid and Lou twist. Watch out, Weatherfield. Here's our first examine the Coronation Street own circle of relatives reunion from hell. As awful boy Brody Michaelis catches up together along with his mother and father Mick and Lou. Brody's time with inside the secure training center is ready to return back to an end, which can be awful information for the citizens of Weatherfield. The difficult youngsterager has been serving time along Sean Tully's son Dylan Wilson, making his existence a misery. Next week, it is all alternate as Brody receives his freedom once more and pinnacle of the schedule is gaining knowledge of his new home. Mick and Lou moved to close by Maudsley Street even as Brody became locked away. Our quarry supply reminds us. Once Brody is out, the trio head to Speed Doll for a meal to celebrate. But if the nearby citizens' notion that residing along contributors of the Michaelis own circle of relatives became awful enough, how will they deal with one individual who sincerely may not be satisfied to look Brody as Sean? Brody time and again blackmailed Sean in advance this year, threatening Dylan's protection with inside the STC if he failed to cooperate. When Sean attempted to do the proper issue via way of means of reporting Brody's nasty video games to the bosses on the STC, Mick retaliated via way of means of brutally beating up his neighbor. Brody's launch airs at some stage in subsequent weeks' unique episode exploring the name of the game backstory among Mick, Lou and nearby Detective Kid Green. Quarry bosses have showed a big twist at the cards, as Kid unearths out that Brody can be his organic son in preference to Mick's. Jacob Roberts, who performs Kit, these days informed us, Kit could understand that Brody has simply pop out of the STC and I do not suppose you may alternate a lad the harm has already been done. He thinks Mick is Brody's dad and Kit has were given not anything to do with this kid. It could come as a surprise to Kit and he'd genuinely be disillusioned or irritated that Lou in no way informed him he had a child. He's now no longer prepared for a kid. We have got visible that he is now no longer prepared for a baby. So how can he be prepared for a 16-year vintage lad who has already learned from his dad Mick? Asked whether or not this can deliver Kit towards his estranged mum Bernie, Jacob replied, Bernie's probable the great individual to talk to approximately it. Due to the fact once more, Kit has were given no one else to speak to. That's what you may see it as little diffused tips that Kid desires Bernie there even as he is speak me to Brody. He'll want Bernie on his facet due to the fact he is thinking if he is doing the proper issue. And if he is feeling the proper emotions. But I do suppose Bernie would possibly get a chunk too concerned in it as well. Coronation Street airs those scenes on Friday 16 May on ITV1 and ITVX. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.